Hi everyone, it's Stacy from Peony Lane Designs. I'm in my backyard today because I want to do some spraying. I use chalk paint. I am going to be using Junk Gypsy chalk paint, which I represent. I do sell it. I'll put links in the description below. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about using a sprayer with chalk paint. And that includes where you start, because the videos that I watched, they all started sort of after the really important stuff and before the other really important, ended before the other really important stuff. So it is sunny out here. I'm gonna put my sunglasses on. I know I wear them a lot when I'm out junking, and I wear my lucky junking hat. So I'm sorry, but I just don't want to be squinting at you for this whole thing. Most of the time you're gonna be looking at my hands in the sprayer anyway. Click the subscribe link below so you can be notified. I'm going to do this as a series just because you don't have all day to sit and watch me paint and do this. So I'm going to try and keep these demonstrations really short so you can follow along. If you get the Home Right sprayer, I'll put the link in the description below. This tutorial is specifically for Home Right sprayers. I have not tried other ones. I did use a Critter. I like the Critter. I can put that link in the description below. The only thing about the Critter is you then have to have a air compressor. And the reason I switched to the Home Right was I do have an air compressor in my husband's shop. He doesn't want me spraying in his shop all the time because he's spraying in his shop. He does graphics and vehicles and stuff like that. So he, we don't share space. We're a little territorial about our paints. He doesn't like my chalk paint. I don't like his oil base. So we have different goals and different products that we use. We can't compete for space. So I like to spray outside. It's a gorgeous day right now. I unfortunately can't spray outside in the winter. It's Minnesota, so when it snows I'm stuck inside. But when it's gorgeous like this, I spray outside. I do not have the Home Right spray tent. I spray outside in the open air. It is extremely windy here right now. So of course I always pick the worst day to spray. But I'm going to get you started. I'm going to show you what you need to do to prep the chalk paint, because there is a little effort involved. And like I said, every video that I saw for the Home Right sprayer just showed you spraying. I'm going to show you what you need to do to prep it because chalk paint is thicker and you do need to prep it. So right back. Okay, so I got the camera flipped around and I got you a little shot here of everything that I'm going to be using today. So I've got just a bottle of water. That's just plain old tap water. It is not a purified water or anything. Junk Gypsy paint. I'm going to be using the color Buttermilk Biscuit because it is a great neutral. One of my tips for if you're going to be spraying with the Finish Max sprayer, does take quite a bit of paint to fill it and keep it working properly. So make sure you have more than one piece to do. You're not going to want to do this if it's a small piece. Make sure you have a dresser, or like I'm doing a bookshelf and about 3 frames and some small pieces that I'm going to be spraying all in the Buttermilk Biscuit. So make sure the piece that you're spraying is large enough to accommodate, that amount of paint. Because chalk paint, let's face it, it's expensive. Junk Gypsy and Bungalow 47, which I represent, are cheaper than, say, Annie Sloan. But it's still that price point that's a little painful if you're not going to be spraying a lot. You don't want to end up wasting any amount of this paint. So I also have just a bucket with some water to clean the parts, and then of course the Finish Max sprayer. So like I said, the reason that I like the Finish Max sprayer is because it is plug-in. I can plug it in with an extension cord and just spray in my backyard. No compressor, no extra things needed. So this is everything that you'll need. It comes with the little base unit that you're going to fill with your paint and your water. It has a cleaning brush. These are all the pieces and parts that you're going to put back, I'm going to put back in and show you how this assembles, because you will have to disassemble it to clean it, and that's going to be in another video. Here's the spray tip. If this gets clogged, you are in a whole lot of trouble. If you lose this, I've lost it. I lost mine. I have cats, and I think they played with it one night, and that's what I get for drying it on the counter where they could get it. It's available for $10 on their website. This piece, this disc, fits in there. It sort of keeps everything from leaking, so you're going to need that. This is like an assembly piece that goes around the inside, and this is the actual piece that adjusts the flow of your paint. So if it's horizontal, it goes one way. If it's vertical, it goes the other way. So here is my Finish Max sprayer. You can tell I've used it. It's not pretty and clean. It has been used a lot. Last summer, I was in love with this thing. So you can see that that's where your piece, base piece with the paint screws on. Here's the spray tip. You're going to want to make sure that stays clean and that you don't want to bend it, because this assembly piece, and then you've got a trigger here, but the assembly piece fits on here. You do not want to bend that piece, so make sure you keep it upright and in working order at all times. But here's your trigger. There is an adjustment piece, a minimum, maximum, sort of, if you're not getting the right flow or you're getting too much paint coming out, that'll cause drips. And believe me, I am not a pro at this by any means. I still drip. So I'm hoping today I don't drip, but you know, if it happens, it happens, and you deal with it. Don't be afraid to do it just because of that. So I am going to show you where everything goes. So right now, this piece goes in here. So you can see it's got, see if you can see it, front on this side. So this goes to the front of the sprayer. You're going to want to line that up, and you can see right in here, they've got these little pieces that are raised. These little things fit right in those pieces. So I'm going to put that in there. Sorry if this isn't a great shot. I got to be able to see it. So that disc fits right in there. You can see it, but that needs to come out before you clean the piece. This is kind of a spongy material. It does absorb water. You don't want to mess with that. And then this spray tip fits right on top of here. It just has some threads. Spin it down. Just finger tighten it. Don't get crazy with this. You don't want to get that too tight, because you are going to have to take that out to clean it. This piece, you can see, has 4 little prongs there. There are 4 little matching prongs in here. It just fits right down in there. So let's see if you can see that. Yep, looks good. This piece, this is the adjustment piece I was talking about. Fits right over there. And then this piece just screws onto the top. I was a little intimidated by this the first time I had to take this apart, so I had wished somebody had showed me this. But that's everything. It won't hurt it to take it apart to clean it, and that's what you need to do. So I'm going to get set up. I'm going to get the paint opened, and I'll show you how to mix it properly. Okay, so the paint is mixed really well. Sorry, my table's a little wobbly. Anytime you open any kind of paint, you want to get a paint stick and mix it up pretty well. I don't care if you use a spoon, I don't care what you use, but just make sure you don't skip that step. You want to make sure everything's well incorporated. This is 0 VOC. It is solvent free. It dries really super fast. It's wonderful. If you've never used chalk paint, it's amazing stuff. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. Like I said, you have to put quite a bit in here, but then you're going to want to use this. This is called a viscosity cup. This is the step that everyone skips on the other videos, because I was like, what am I doing with this? Also inside the box you get one of these. I forgot about it completely because I never use it. It's an air hose to blow, I don't know, something off. I can't imagine what I'd need to use to It's like a leaf blower. I don't know. I don't use it. So it stayed in the box, and I kind of forgot that that was in there and what it was for. I had to look it up. I had to read the box. Yeah, like I said, not a pro. I just take out the parts I need. I'm going to put in, this is buttermilk biscuit. I am going to actually fill this container about halfway up with water. Or not water, with paint before I put the water in. So I've got like half paint. You're going to want to do this if you're using any other kind of chalk paint. Also latex paint. You're still going to want to use a viscosity cup for the latex paint. So, like I said, this is just tap water. You need to thin this out so that you get a steady stream through this viscosity cup. And as you can see, it's just a tiny little hole. I'm going to see if I can give you a close-up of that. You can see the light through it. It's just a small hole. The paint needs to be a steady drip. It doesn't need to pour out like a stain. You don't want it that thin. So be careful, use this sparingly, because you can always add more. You gotta add more paint and waste paint if you go the other direction and make it too thin. So I'm going to start with just a tiny little bit of water and give it a good stir. Now, I know from using this that that's a little thin, but if you don't, like if this is your first time using this stuff, I just have a towel on the table, by the way, so if I drip, I'm not damaging my table. But if this is your first time, you're going to want to just take that viscosity cup. And right now what's dripping off there is from the sides, so that's not a good one. That's not a steady stream. See, it's kind of like not coming out very well. After you've done this a couple times, you'll almost be able to eyeball it. I'm going to pour that all back in there, because like I said, chalk paint's expensive. But even if you're doing this, like you go to the hardware store and you just pick up regular old latex paint, you're still going to want to make sure you don't skip this step, because I think a lot of people buy the sprayer, stick the paint in, and then go to town, and then they're all upset because, hey, it started to spit paint. If you've ever used a sprayer and it spits paint, even if you're using like spray paint and the nozzle gets clogged and it starts spitting on you, oh, that'll wreck a project real fast. So I'm going to add a little more water. I only added a little at a time. I've done this before, but I do not like to have to add more paint because it just takes infinitely longer to get this done. Oh, I forgot there's a hose in here somewhere. Okay. I forgot the hose. You will need the hose to spray. Okay, here it is. Here's the draw tube. You can see it's got this little nub here. This is the top. This fits into the sprayer. And this is the bottom. It's got a little angle on it. That's the part that goes into the little plastic bucket. So what you're going to want to do, you see the hole there? Just fits right in the hole. Get it up there good and tight, because you do not want your draw tube falling out while you're painting. Not that that's happened to me before, but I kind of keep it at this angle. Sometimes you might have to move the sprayer around to try and, when you get low on paint, that's why I said you use a lot of paint when you're doing this, because this does not actually reach the bottom. It just got a little clearance level there. So there's your draw tube. Right now I've got some thick paint still in here, because chalk paint does get kind of stuck in there. Okay, and it pushed it down in there. Let's do this. It's coming off the sides. Still not a steady stream there. So you're not going to get a good spray from that. So I will dump that out. Let me get this mixed up to the point where it needs to be so you don't have to keep watching this. Okay, folks, I think I got it. It only took a little bit more water. Let me pour this out and show you again. I can kind of get this in there. Clean off those edges. See how that's a nice steady stream that's coming out of there? Yes, there is some still dripping down the sides, but I can see that it's coming out of that hole, that tiny little viscosity hole, in a great stream right now. This is going to be good for spraying. This is the step you want to take. This is what it should look like. It needs to be coming out of there good and steady, because otherwise you will get spitting. It's going to spit all over you. So that's how you prep your paint to get it ready to go into the Home Right sprayer. So in the next video, I will show you actual spraying. So make sure you click the subscribe link. Go to my website, peonylane.com or peonylanedesigns.com to see some of the other projects that I've done. I do give tips and DIY. There is a link to my Etsy store below. If you sign up for my mailing list on my website, you get a discount. The coupon code will be emailed to you. So if you're interested in buying any of the Junk Gypsy products and you want to get a discount, make sure you go to my website. It's windy. Make sure you go to my website and sign up so you can get that discount code. It does apply to any product in my store. And you can order samples. The sample size of Junk Gypsy is about twice the size of Annie Sloan for the same price. And if you use Junk Gypsy chalk paint, you will love it just as much as Annie Sloan. So they have great bright colors, great neutrals. I absolutely love this paint. That's why I started representing it. I love color. Anyone who knows me knows that my booth is mostly turquoises and pinks, bright colors. I'm not really a neutral shabby chic kind of girl. I do some in white because white pairs with everything. So I like white. They have a true black. If any of you have ever picked up Annie Sloan's black, it's not black. To get a true black from Annie Sloan, you have to mix several different colors. So if you're looking to do a piece in a true black color, grab Junk Gypsy's Rebel Child. It is a great deep dark black color. And like I said, sign up for my mailing list and you'll get a wonderful discount on the paint or any of the other products you see there. Like any of the vintage items that I sell, go ahead and grab that discount code and apply it at checkout. So subscribe in the link below. I will see you on the next video when I'll show you what it's like to actually spray chalk paint on pieces. Bye everyone, happy junking!